Welcome back to Whiskey Thoughts and Tater Tots. I'm Alden.
I'm Adam.
And today we have a very special whiskey, a raw whiskey, Sagamore Spirits, out of their
Core collection.
Yes. They're 83 proof. And I was so lucky to meet Dave today. It's actually, we didn't meet. I saw him again. I've met him a couple of times now. But Dave hooked me up with this awesome bag.
Which you don't get with the bottle. Disclaimer.
You don't get with the bottle.
But we got it.
Because we're special.
Because we're special.
Because we're the Tots.
We're the Tots.
Little handwritten note. But
it's not about the bag. It's about what's inside the bag.
No, it's all about Dave. I'm just kidding. No, it's about what's.
No, it's about the bottle.
Yeah. So Sagamore Spirits, they're rye. So Sagamore Spirits, they opened in 2012. Right off the bat, they were doing MGP. Now the cool thing is they have their the farms. Well, yeah, the blend, but the farms working with the community. So they're producing their own rye, like the actual grain, which I think is really cool when you got this sort of like farm to table sort of aspect going on. But a mix of low rye and high rye. And we're assuming that the 6 year, that's coming from MGP because it's more expensive if you were to make it in-house. So that's where that blend is coming in. I am actually excited too to keep drinking this. I can say to have it for the first time because we already had it. Overall, I love it's the finer details in packaging that I love just from a marketing perspective because that's kind of my background. But yeah, so cool thing about Sagamore, in 2019 won best rye in the world at San Fran. That was for the port finish, which I've got to say, so this out of their core series, phenomenal. But anything that's their distiller selects, anything that's coming out of their like distillery only series, that stuff is just downright fantastic. Yeah, I would say like this is good. Like this is really good, and that's just like, well, what do you got on those, mister? You've been sniffing it for 3 minutes now.
I don't know why I've been sniffing it for 3 minutes. Sniffed it.
It's really nice. I mean, you get the fact that it's a rye.
But I keep sniffing it because it is a nice nose. For the fourth time tonight.
It is at 83, so it's like it's not gonna burn. It's really nice and mellow. Like you have this soft sweetness. And that on the nose does linger. It's nice, but like banana, light pastry, just
honey, toffee.
On the sweeter side when you get to
it
that.
Is sweet.
And that does translate to the taste overall. I mean, you're getting those lighter, sweeter notes.
It's just a really short finish.
It's definitely not a negative, the fact that it's a soft, lighter note. And like, especially, so like you were saying on a summer day, like you don't want something that's going to hit you in the face and then just stay. You want something that's light. So especially if you're making, let's say, a mixed drink. I mean, this is 83 proof. Like it is higher. It's not higher alcohol, but there's a significant amount of alcohol. Not in the whiskey world.
Yeah, no, I mean, you look at like Jack. Because, you know, Jack and Coke. What's Jack? What, 80 proof?
Yeah, I mean, we're really not getting straight this Jack. But
no, I know, but I'm just saying. It's like, no, because you're making drinks. Like, you're not going to... Nobody's going to put, like, a high-proof 100 and Stag Junior, like, in for a mixed drink. My comparison is that, like, Jack is 80 proof. This is 83. So, yes, it would, like, do very well with a cocktail.
We did see somebody just pour every single Weller into the same glass and drink it.
So they say.
Oh, yeah, that's probably all old Granddad.
I mean, it could be. We might do something very similar to that at my wedding, but...
I think when you've had enough, you're going to be doing all sorts of things you don't remember. Dude, you're going to black out. All right, getting back to this. Overall, I would say, so you're getting this nice sweetness. It doesn't linger too much. It does drop off. It's lighter, which I think is nice. I would say for somebody that's just entering into whiskey, this is a nice spirit, especially at $35.
It's a good starter package.
Yeah, I would say it's hard. I don't know. I think ryes are easier to drink than just like your basic bourbons as well.
Which I think so too, but a lot of people would not agree with that.
Do you think it's the spice?
Blows my mind.
Do you think it's the spice?
But I don't know.
But like on this, like you don't get the spice.
I know,
That's the thing. On the taste, you don't get the spice. Off the nose, you can tell that it's a rye. But I think it's the spice that turns people off. But this doesn't have the spice.
Blows my mind because I don't know.
Yeah, and rye is like over because like usually I would say like oh like you need something for somebody who doesn't drink bourbon or you're not quite sure, go Woodford Reserve. I don't even go Elijah Craig small batch on that. Woodford Reserve down the line. This I think is easier drinking and cheaper too at 35. Let's say 35 to 40 depending on where you are. But yeah, no, it's good overall.
Solid.
But let's not forget whiskey thoughts and tater tots. It's time for the tater tot portion.
You didn't say like.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, like you didn't make the noise.
Ding ding ding.
There it is.
As you can see, we have to go into our oven and we have to get our tater tots. We also have to get our sauces. For those that are new to our channel, so what we do is we not only review whiskey, which everyone does, we then try to pair it with food. We're not going to cook a whole meal. What we do is we take a base starch.
I would cook a meal. Alden just doesn't want to use his pan.
We take a base starch that we cooked in an air fryer, and then we pair it with 3 different sauces. We always do a buffalo sauce, a barbecue sauce, just as baselines, and then third sauce is always
mystery sauce.
Mystery sauce.
Today's mystery sauce is just gonna like.
It is gonna blow your mind.
Gonna blow your mind because it's not really a sauce.
Yeah,
it will be a sauce once it.
It will be sauce. I feel bad because I feel like because this is our second time through, we're not gonna get that full reaction of just like mind blown. Let me grab that.
I'm a good actor.
So for our third sauce,
You're
mystery sauce.
You killed that. That was
Ready,
the perfect setup.
Whip, sweet foam from the Barista series.
He hesitated.
Well, I wasn't gonna wait 2 minutes for me to walk back, you to do your whole thing.
You came in at the perfect time. I set you up, and you.
No,
just,
I know
you.
you.
Just
Yeah, but I'm not gonna let you just stand here for a minute and talk by yourself. You're just not interesting
I didn't
enough.
talk about myself. I was leading up to this.
But the reason that we're trying this, so it's not a sauce per se, is our first time doing anything kind of like out of the box. It just has such an interesting profile. It's not whipped cream. It's not cream. It's kind of in between. You meant to go on coffee.
That's everything that I just said when you went to go get the cream.
Are you ready to try our tots with our whiskey with our sauce?
For a second time tonight, yes.
All right. So I feel like we had this argument in great depth the first time.
I wonder how this is gonna go.
But
let me
kind
try
of like
it first, and then I'm gonna dip the tot in the sauce.
Kind of like a wine tasting. So you can do the bourbon first and then try whatever it is you're eating, or you can try whatever it is you're eating and the bourbon first, whiskey first. And the reason I say that is different is it depends on what's, let's say, sweeter or less sweet, spicy or more or not as spicy. If you have something, let's say, that's very sweet, so let's say you eat a fruit and then you have a canned cocktail where it's just not as sweet and the fruit note is not as pronounced, that canned cocktail is not going to taste good because you're going from something that's very sweet and just full-bodied to something that's fake. Let's just say it like that. If you were to do it the other way around, that might actually elevate, the RTD might elevate the taste of the fruit. But what do you think?
Same as I thought the first time, but you don't know that because the clip doesn't exist. I don't really care for it. Which is shocking to me because my initial thoughts was that this was going to go with almost everything because it is such a low proof. But I was proven wrong.
I'll say it's not offensive though. It's
not
good.
it.
It's not bad. It's just meh. It's like it's not something that I would. There's no reason to have this with anything that's, let's say, like a hot sauce base. So that's how we kind of look at it, like a more spicier.
I feel like this type of bourbon, because it is the low proof, the soft mouthfeel, the short finish, anything with shellfish, seafood, tilapia.
Tilapia. That's a good one.
Would go good.
Yeah.
Barbecue sauce.
You know, here's the. So I'm going back to like the sweetness thing. The Sagamore, like we said, is lighter, just overall. So sweetness is not pronounced. Like we have a 1792 full proof, which is like a sweet bomb. Actually, we should try this with that afterwards. It's a sweet bomb. So that will be sweeter, and that might be complementary. This is just not as sweet. So when you go from high sweetness, artificial sweetness, down the Sagamore, this one is just, it's not backing it up. So it doesn't taste good per se. What do you think? Oh, we gotta watch the reaction on that one.
All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. Alden's gonna try again to spray. It's gonna like combust.
I just love the consistency of it. I don't know. I feel like this is one of those things.
Have you ever had cheese in a can? It's kind of like the same thing, but this is cream.
No, I've never had cheese in a can. Never in my life.
Neither have I. Oh, almost lost it.
Get lost in the sauce. The tots get lost in the sauce.
God, this is so good.
It's like a campfire. That's delicious.
But unfortunately, it just doesn't go well.
And again, this has absolutely nothing to do with the whiskey. And it's too sweet. It can't match the sweetness. So it's like knocking it down. It's fighting it completely. Like we were saying, like with fish. So like we think like a lemon pepper. So like something that's got a little bit of spice because it is a rye, so you can get that little bit of spice. I think it's gonna actually add the spice to the rye that it's missing from the taste, because you get it on the nose, you don't get it on the taste. Especially if like you smell it, because like a lot of taste does come from smell while you're drinking it. I think it's gonna build on that. The lemon, I think, is gonna be real nice. That goes with the citrus of just like the overall taste profile, and it drops off. So I think that the whatever the fish is, depending on how it's done, I think that's just gonna linger on, have a really nice lasting impact on your mouth, as opposed to the whiskey taking over and having an impact on your mouth.
Solid for the price point. For me, it's just a little light, but everybody's palate's different. But I feel like during the summer this would hit well. I feel like this would do very well with like a Gold Rush.
Which, the crazy thing about it is
they have canned cocktails, which
we're about to do.
And there's one that kind of plays on that, because one has honey in it.
And I think like that's like the perfect example of this use, because they're using the same juice for that. So
yeah, I just love high proof bourbon. So
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like Stag Junior, like
But for what this is, for the price point, I mean, it got 95-point rating. I agree with that. It's overall, it's solid.
Thank you for joining us. On to the RTDs.
You want to buy some fish?